Dear students, welcome to week 7, which is about payment systems, and in particular we look at settlement and clearing. I'll start by adopting the examples provided in the weekly modules, which I'll just read out now because they provide a good basis of understanding what clearing and settlement is all about. Let's take a very simple example. Imagine Andrew is a customer of Bank A, and Bianca is a customer of Bank B. Now imagine Andrew wants to pay Bianca $100. He doesn't have the cash, but he does have his checkbook. So to pay Bianca, he draws a check in the sum of $100 in her favor. Andrew will physically hand the check to Bianca, and Bianca will take it to her bank, which is Bank B. No money has yet been transferred from Bank A to Bank B. At the end of the day, a clerk from Bank B, who now has Andrew's check, will take it to Bank A so that Bank A can, number one, verify that Andrew's account indeed has $100, and if so, number two, can actually debit it by $100. This process is called clearing. And assuming it's a slow day and no other checks are drawn that day, the money must be transferred from Bank A to Bank B. Bank A will hand the clerk $100 in cash, and the clerk will take it back to Bank B and credit Bianca's account with it. That is settlement. The two banks have, at the end of the day, settled their obligations with each other. In reality, there are probably many checks being drawn that day by both customers of Bank A and Bank B in favor of customers of the other bank. So let's keep the example relatively simple. Imagine that Andrew pays Bianca another $100. But Bianca also needs to pay Andrew $50, and so draws a check for Andrew as well. The clerks of the two banks now meet in a local pub, and after a brief chat, they clear each other's checks. They hand the checks to each other. They make sure that Andrew and Bianca are both customers and that they have sufficient funds. But rather than paying each other an amount of cash, the clerks realize they can settle the bank's respective obligations by simply having the clerk from Bank A pay to Bank B $50, as that is the net difference of what is owed. These examples are very simple, but they demonstrate what is required to happen on a mass scale every day. Not only are there different clearing and payment systems, but it happens electronically and happens in respect of different kinds of transactions, including checks, direct entry payments, ATMs, debit cards, and securities such as shares. Chapter 9 of Tyree is the prescribed reading. It will take you through the nature of international and domestic payments, the organizations that oversee and manage these payments, and the issues that can arise with these payments, particularly the newer payments. We've already seen some of the issues that can arise using checks, but what about electronic payments, mistaken internet payments, for example, to the wrong account, or paying twice? Who bears the loss of that sort of mistake? One of the major organisations that oversees most of the payments made in Australia is the Australian Payments Clearing Association. The screen capture is currently focused on their website. They're an association owned by banks and other financial institutions. I highly recommend perusing APCA's 2014 annual review, which can be found on their website. This is the annual review here. It's very readable. It provides a very digestible overview of the kinds of payments that are dealt with. If you scroll down through the pages, you'll see the different kinds of clearing systems. Here, for example, that exist. And over the following pages, you develop a sense of the different kinds of payments are not created equal, but have specific systems built for them. So you can see here that there are bulk payments, checks, high-value real-time payments, electronic kinds of payments, including credit cards and point of sale, and hard currency. And there are all sorts of different systems that are developed to deal with these different kinds of payments. If we scroll down even further, you'll see here an extraordinary statement It is now possible to predict the disappearance of checks from daily life within the next few years. Some food for thought, no doubt. Payment systems are not an easy thing to understand, but we hope you will achieve an understanding of the fundamental nature of clearing systems as simply a now very important and complex, but fundamentally simply a very convenient accounting procedure whereby financial institutes meet to adjust their liabilities to different members of the community.